method?
Micro propagation, actually it comes in tissue culture, in which basically we are taking the apical bud and we are keeping it in the culture media. Like I can explain you in a very simple terms. When you and I are small, 1 or 2 years old or 3 years old, you can say maximum till 5 years old, we don't understand anything. किसी ने अपने को डांटा, किसी ने अपने को कुछ भी किया, चॉकलेट दे दिया, अपन 2 मिनट में नॉर्मल हो जाते हैं. करेक्ट? तो मम्मा, if she wants to go anywhere, she'll keep us with the neighbor's house or with auntie or uncle anywhere. इमरजेंसी में कभी जाना पड़ा तो उधर जाते हैं हम लोग, उधर कजन्स वगैरह रहते हैं या कोई भी फ्रेंड सर्कल रहेगा. They might be giving them all the fresh, but for us they're giving us stale things or maybe cool things. So we don't bother much, as because that time we are just bothered to stay over there, enjoy over there. But as you grow older, you start understanding. नहीं, उसको हमेशा गरम चपाती देती है, मेरे को हमेशा ठंडा चपाती मिलता है. वो हमेशा उसको फेवर करती है, मेरे को मारती है. उसको 2 चॉकलेट देगी, मेरे को. अब लोग समझने शुरू हो जाते हैं थोड़े टाइम के बाद में. फिर अपने को जाने को अच्छा नहीं लगता है. करेक्ट? देन स्लोली एंड स्टडीली वहां से जाने ही छोड़ देते हैं अपन. मीन्स व्हाट? व्हेन यू वर स्मॉल, you were able to adjust in the new atmosphere anywhere, anyhow, very fast. But as you grow, you are not able to adjust very fast. The same way, if it is an apical bud or any bud, you can say even the lateral bud, when you're collecting that lateral or the apical bud and keeping it in the culture media, because it is a growing region, it can adjust very fast in the new environmental condition. Correct? Whereas once it is grown, then it takes more time to adjust in the new atmosphere. Like your stem cutting, for the formation of roots, it required 10 to 15 days, even after applying indole acetic acid. लेकिन ये अगर जो अपाइकल बड आपने रखा, वो कल्चर मीडियम में अपने इंडोल एसिटिक एसिड और साइटोकाइनिन प्रॉपर रेशियो प्रोपोर्शन में डाला, इमीडिएटली आपको रूट्स और स्टेम दिखाई देगा. Means what? Micro propagation is when you're taking the minute things, the developing things. That is the apical bud or the lateral bud. Means it is able to adjust very fast. Vegetative propagation is faster. अभी मैंने apical bud कट किया तो मेरे को 2 lateral buds मिलेगा. Lateral buds will be acting as apical buds. उनको काटूंगी तो फिर मेरे को 4 lateral buds मिलेगा. Means the number of plantations goes on increasing faster, and this phenomena is actually an application of tissue culture. This phenomena is an application of tissue culture which comes for y'all in 11th chapter. Tissue culture में आ रहा है वो, wherein we are doing this phenomena for cultivation of roses as well as for potatoes. Correct? We are doing it for roses and potatoes because consumption of roses and potatoes is increasing day by day. वहीं पे आपको वही चैप्टर में 11th वाले चैप्टर में आपको एक टर्म मिलेगा क्लोन करके. Now what is a clone? Clone is nothing but you're taking an explant. What is an explant? Now the question arises. Today you're a student of these classes. Once you finish your 12th, you finish your NEET, IIT, whatever it is, then you will be called as ex-student of these classes. So the same way, I am taking a piece of a plant, either a cell or a tissue or an organ of the higher plant. I am cutting it, I am separating it and keeping it in the culture media. That particular organ or the cell or the tissue is capable of dividing and redividing. 1 से 2, 2 से 4, 4 से 8 बढ़ता जाएगा. वो जब वो वैसा बनता है तो उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं क्लोन, कैलस फॉर्मेशन. एक्चुअली वो कैलस को मैंने छोटा छोटा टुकड़ा किया. वो कैलस का वो इरेग्युलर मास बनता है, सेल्स का इरेग्युलर मास ऑफ सेल बन जाता है ऐसा. उसका मैंने छोटा छोटा टुकड़ा किया और हर छोटे टुकड़े को मैंने अलग अलग पेट्री डिश में या कल्चर मीडिया में रखा. उसका मेरा कॉलोनी बन गया. Because there is a formation of colony, we call it as clonal propagation. ये दोनों टिश्यू कल्चर में आने वाला है, इसके लिए मैंने यहाँ पे नहीं किया. But good, you have read it, no problem for me. I can explain you right now also. So micropropagation was what? You are taking the apical buds, cultivating in the culture media, number of plants is going on increase. Correct? Again, this is the creator. You are cutting the apical bud. Correct? Next one is clonal propagation or forming. You are doing explant is collected. That may be a cell, a tissue, organ, whatever it is. You are collecting the explant. That explant, you're keeping it in the culture media. It forms an irregular mass of cell. That irregular mass of that callus ko we are cutting into small pieces and we forming a colony of it and keeping separate in each culture media. Then propagation. Uska copies ban ho gaya. Then usko colony में रखा है. Then it is called as clonal propagation. Okay? Who had asked me, is it fine now?
Yes, ma'am.
Very clear. Very clear. Okay. Then we had something artificial methods like layering. Then we had cutting as well as we had budding. Agreed. We had just switched on towards this particular mode, that is sexual mode of reproduction. I had just written the title and we were about to start. The lecture got over. Now we were starting at sexual mode of reproduction. Definition of a flower. You all said it. It is a reproductive part of the plant. You all had said it. Then parts of a typical flower. A typical flower is said to be showing the presence of pedicel, thalamus, as well as floral whorls. Pedicel is nothing but the stalk of the flower. If present, the flower is said to be pedicellate. And if absent, the flower is said to be sessile. Clear? Thalamus, the swollen tip of the pedicel. Swollen or enlarged tip of pedicel is called as thalamus. But it is a pedicel. What about a sessile flower? In the case of sessile flower, it will be the swollen or the enlarged tip of the floral axis. Sneha, you can't hear me. Other can hear me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
So there's Sanket sir, Sneha cannot hear me. Just check it out.
Yes, ma'am. She can just log out and log in again, and we can try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can carry on.
Has she entered? Good morning, Sneha. Can we start? Now.
Yes, ma'am. You can start.
So what we will block and start once again, restart it.
Sorry, what?
Should we stop here and restart again, end here and restart?
Sneha, have you missed out that much? Or did you just...
Not able to hear right now also. Right now also she's not able to hear. She sent a message.
She can leave and join again, ma'am. Otherwise...
yeah, that's what I'm
technical
again.
Because it has to be an issue on her front. Like, everybody else can hear, I suppose. So,
we will try once now and see. Our side we will try at least.
Yeah, you carry on, ma'am. I'll tell her to leave and join again. Anyway, the lecture is going to be uploaded on YouTube. So,
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This I said it is a swollen tip or the enlarged tip of the pedicel. That is thalamus. What in the case of sessile flower? In the case of sessile flower, it is the swollen or the enlarged tip of the floral axis. Okay, this thalamus is having the name. It can also be called as torus. Thalamus can also be called as receptacle. Thalamus can also be called as receptacle. Correct. These are the things which you have done it in 11th standard. No doubt. Now what I'm going to say about the floral whorls, this also we have done it in 11th standard partly. Floral whorls are basically of two different types. That is non-essential or essential floral whorls. Non-essential floral whorls, you had calyx. This calyx is generally green in color. Calyx is generally green in color. It is composed of sepals. If the sepals are fused, you had called it as gemosepalous.
If the sepals are free, we call it as polysepalous. याद आ रहा है धुंधला सा? Function of calyx is protection as well as photosynthesis. याद आ रहा है? It is the outermost wall. It is generally green in color. It is made up of sepals. If the sepals are free, we call it as polysepalous. If the sepals are fused, we call it as gamosepalous. Last year we had the examples also for this. Polysepalous may we had the example as mustard. Gamosepalous we had the example as China rose or jasmine or hibiscus or shoe flower. All are one and the same only. Then you have the next one, that is non-essential floral wall. That was called as corolla. This corolla is generally brightly colored. It may be of different colors. It is sweetly fragrant. The corolla is composed of petals. Then the petals are free. We call them as polypetalous. Again, the same example, that is your jasmine, shoe flower, hibiscus, China rose, all are one and the same. And the next one, when the petals are fused, we call it as gamopetalous. Last year while doing the families, Solanaceae family में आपने white color का flower देखा था, of white. That was nothing but datura. धुंधला सा याद आ रहा है? Cup shape, infuliform corolla, funnel shape. Correct? So that the corolla is united. Because the corolla is united, you would call it as gamosepalous. When it is free, we call it as gamopetalous and polypetalous. Now, the function of the corolla is, first and foremost, is protection. Whom does it protect? It protects the essential floral whorls. Second function of it is attraction. Attracting the insects for pollination. Sometimes I'm not able to identify or discriminate or distinguish between the calyx and the corolla wall. कभी-कभी मैं पहचान नहीं पाती हूँ calyx wall है कि corolla wall है. Wall तो एक ही है, लेकिन उसको मैं calyx बोलूँ कि corolla बोलूँ, मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. तो मैं उस wall को बोलती हूँ perianth wall. We call that wall as perianth wall. This perianth wall, it may be either green in color or it may be composed of different colors. So we are not mentioning about the color part. It is composed of tepals. It is composed of tepals. If the tepals are free, we call them as polytepalous. If the tepals are fused, we call them as gamotepalous. Function of this wall is also protection as well as attraction, because sometimes they may be like petals, so it is doing the function of attraction, like your lily, your tuberose, that is Rajnigandha. In that the petals are, the tepals are white in color, they are sweetly fragrant. They're doing the function of attraction also. Then you have the next one, that is essential floral whorls. Essential floral whorls are of two different types. One is androecium and the other one is gynoecium. Last year both we have done it, and we have done it in details if you can remember. Androecium, it is made up of stamens. Each stamen shows anther as well as the filament. Can you collect, last year you have done something pertaining to this? ये धुंधला सा याद आ रहा है, डायग्राम देखा हुआ लग रहा है. Each stamen is made up of anther as well as the filament. If the filament is attached to the base of the anther, you have called it as basifixed. If the filament is attached on the dorsal side of the anther, dorsifixed. Filament on the dorsal side but at a single point, so that the anther can swing freely in air, you call it as versatile. Now, the anther in turn may be either showing two anther lobes this way, joined by means of the connective tissue, or it may be showing one anther lobe. If it is two anther it is said to be diathecous. If it is one anther it is said to be monothecous. Diathecous anther will be having 4 chambers in it. That is pollen chambers. It will be showing 4 pollen chambers. Or sporangia. That means it is tetrasporangiate. ये आपका नीट के हिसाब से, हाँ, डोंट ब्रेक योर हेड फर्दर, अब भी नहीं चाहिए. Next, monothecous anther will be having only 2 lobes. Correct? So it is said to be 2 pollen chambers or sporangiate. That means it is said to be bisporangiate. Correct? Now, I am going to take the transverse section of this anther. इसका मैं टीएस ले रही हूं, वो मेरे को पढ़ना है डिटेल्स में. ठीक है? This will be called as TS. ये अपना क्वेश्चंस आता है बोर्ड में, to only sketch and label or it will be described. Correct? Now, what is the function, before we go further, what is the function of the androecium? Function is production of pollen grains. Correct? Next, we have done something pertaining to gynoecium, if you can recollect. Gynoecium is composed of carpels. Each carpel shows ovary, style, stigma. It may be either one carpel monocarpillary, more than one carpel polycarpillary, 2 carpels bicarpillary, 3 carpels tricarpillary. So ovary may be either superior or inferior. ये सब last year का था. इसका function is what? Production of ovule or the female gamete. ठीक है? ये अपना हो गया extramorphological characters of a typical flower. I said I have to proceed towards TA of the. यहाँ से आपका शुरू होता है 12th actually. Ts of anther. ये सब आपका 11th का recap था. Agreed? Now it is starting with TS of anther, your 12th standard. For TS of anther, I have just given the outline. Till now, I have one lobe, continuing with the second anther lobe. Agreed? Now, I have to show certain things over here. The outermost layer. The outermost layer is nothing but it is called as epidermis. आपको मालूम है first layer, any particular section you can. TS of stem, root, leaf, दिया है आपने. आपका outermost layer is nothing but epidermis. So this layer, which is single layer in thickness, is another epidermis. Should I draw only half? Half we can draw it later. चलेगा बच्चों?
Yes, ma'am.
You want me to draw full? I draw half only. Okay. So this layer is nothing but epidermis. Okay. Now, in this epidermis, there is a layer. This layer, which is inner to this, is अंदर ही जा रहा है. That layer is nothing but endothecium. This layer is nothing but it is endothecium. I have to label this layer as, I forgot the name.
Endothecium.
So this layer is nothing but endothecium. Agreed. Now, following that endothecium will be the middle layer. Before going for the middle layer, I have to show pollen sac. Here is the pollen sac. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This sac is lined by means of the cells. These cells are called as tapetal cells or tapetum. These cells are called as tapetal cells, or they can be called as tapetum. Now, along with this, entirely, you will come across here the cells. You can make out these cells now which I am drawing. All the cells are not hanging in air. These connecting cells is nothing but the middle lamella. Sorry. These connecting cells in turn is called as the middle lamella. But you may get confused by using the word middle lamella, because middle lamella you are using it for cell wall, primary cell wall, secondary cell wall, and the middle in between. Because when you are doing the hydrolysis of root tips, you are to dissolve the middle lamella. We are doing the hydrolysis of the root tip. Yaad aa raha hai? So you can write over here as middle layer. You can write over here as middle layer. Agreed. Now we are going one step further. Over here in the center, we come across a group of cells. This group of cells, we call it as connective tissue or vein ending. Because the two anther lobes have to be connected, na? We had mentioned over here, each stamen is made up of anther as well as the filament. The two anther lobes are connected, na? By means of a sterile tissue. That sterile tissue is this connective tissue, which is present over here. Correct? It can also be the same label, can also be considered as vein ending, because some books are mentioning vein ending, some books are mentioning as connective tissue, but it is both one and the same. So don't get confused with the labelings. Now, what is present within the pollen sac? What is present within the pollen sac? Within the pollen sac, I come across the structures somewhat this way. Correct? So these in turn, I call it as pollen tetrads or pollen grains or microspores or microspore mother cells, or it can be called as pollen mother cells. All are one and the same. All are one and the same. Don't get confused with the headings. Now, दिस स्फेरिकल स्ट्रक्चर, उसका आउटलाइन तो हम लोग ने बोला है टेपेटम है, लेकिन वो स्फेरिकल स्ट्रक्चर का नाम क्या है? स्फेरिकल स्ट्रक्चर का नेम इज पोलन सैक. Now, I am not telling you to remember all these names. It is you who has to understand and how to remember. Now, supposing if you're mentioning pollen tetrads, pollen grains, microspores, they are all haploid in nature. If you're saying microspore mother cell, pollen mother cell, they are all diploid in nature. I hope you'll understand this point. पोलन टेट्राड्स कैसा बनाया मैंने वो डायग्राम कैसे बनाया था पोलन टेट्राड्स का? स्फेरिकल स्ट्रक्चर बनाया था और ऐसे बनाया था, बराबर है? That means the pollen mother cell has been divided. It is forming 4 cells. 1, 2, 3 are visible over here and 1 is behind. That's why it is pollen tetrad. That is 4 cells are there. 4 daughter cells rather. Because 4 daughter cells are there, definitely it will be haploid in nature. Do you all agree or no? Or I have confused you all? Excuse me. Pollen grains, sorry, microspore mother cell or pollen mother cell is diploid in nature. That microspore mother cell or pollen mother cell is undergoing reduction division. It is forming 4 daughter cells. These 4 daughter cells which are formed can be called as pollen tetrads. या तो अभी तक वो associated है या तो वो separate हो जाएगा, ऐसा. अगर जो associated है तो मैंने pollen tetrad लिखा है, अगर जो separate हो गया तो मैंने pollen grains लिखा है. समझ में आया?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? Whether it is pollen tetrad or it is pollen grain, it has to be haploid in nature. So we have mentioned the ploidy level over here. Pollen tetrads, pollen grains, microspores, all are diploid in nature. Correct? Whereas, what happened?
Ma'am, told they are diploid.
So what should they be?
Haploid.
Correct. All are sleeping, only one student is awake. So they should be haploid in nature, or they are rather haploid in nature. Whereas microspore mother cell and pollen mother cells are diploid in nature. Agreed? No problem. So this is pertaining to TS of the anther. Diagram is TS of anther. Agreed? Now they can ask me, sketch, label and describe the TS of anther. I am not learning, I am not reading. I have just practiced the diagram with the labels. So मैंने diagram बनाया. Then I will be describing it. Each anther is showing 2 anther lobes. The 2 anther lobes are connected by means of a sterile connective tissue. Correct? Each of them, or the entire anther, is protected by means of a single layer of covering called as epidermis. Inner to the epidermis, it shows a single layer of cells called as endothecium. Within the endothecium, it shows the middle layers. It shows the middle layer. Within the endothecium, it shows the middle layers. Embedded or present within the middle layer are 4 pollen sacs. That means each lobe of the anther is having 2 pollen sacs. Because there were 2 anther lobes, we have 4 pollen sacs. Correct? Each pollen sac is lined by means of a single layer of cells called as tapetum. अभी यहाँ पे आपको अपना smartness दिखाने का है. Tapetum is helpful for nourishing the pollen grains. Tapetum is helpful for nourishing the pollen grains. Within the tapetum, it shows numerous. Within the tapetum, each pollen sac is showing numerous pollen tetrads or pollen grains or microspores or microspore mother cell or pollen mother cell. आपको वो टाइम पे एग्जाम फोबिया के वजह से जो भी चीज ध्यान में आई है वो लिखने की है. Agreed? No problem. Should I
Yes,
start?
ma'am.
Okay. TS of anther. The transverse section of the anther is composed of two anther lobes. You want to be specific in your diagram. Supposing if you're not able to recollect other labels, then you can label this also as anther lobe. It is composed of two anther lobes. The two anther lobes are connected by means of sterile connective tissue or vein ending. The entire anther is covered by a single layer of cells. The entire anther is covered by a single layer of cells called as epidermis. Inner to the epidermis or following the epidermis towards the inner side is a single layer of cell called as endothecium. Within the endothecium, it is showing multiple layer of cells called as middle layer. It is this middle layer which is enclosing two pollen sacs in each anther lobe. It is this particular middle layer which is enclosing two pollen sacs in each anther lobe. If you don't want to remember the word pollen sac, you can remember it is enclosing sporangia. It is enclosing, because we said tetrasporangiate. It is enclosing two sporangia in the each anther. Correct? Each pollen sac or the sporangia is lined by means of endothecium. This endothecium is helpful for nourishing the pollen grains or sleeping beauties.
Tape it, nourishing the.
Huh? My dear, I said each pollen sac is lined by endothecium. Am I right?
No, ma'am, it's tapping.
तो इमीडिएटली क्यों नहीं पकड़ा? फिर मैंने दोबारा उसको बोला एंडोथीशियम इज फॉर नरिशिंग द पोलन ग्रेन्स. तभी भी सो रहे हो? ऐसे नहीं चलेगा माय डियर फ्रेंड्स. सी व्हेन वी आर डूइंग वर्चुअल लेक्चर्स वी एक्सपेक्ट यू टू बी अटेंटिव. ये मत सोचो भाई वीडियो क्लिप आपको मिल जाएगा बाद में आराम से देख सकते हो, ऐसे मत समझो. जो ऐसे अटेंड करोगे फुल स्पीड में interaction karoge, that will be more understanding than seeing the video clip, my dear. Honestly, I'm telling you, there is a difference. I know I'm not able to see you all personally. You all are not able to see me personally. Physical form में class नहीं हो सकता है. Virtual हो रहा है तो उसको भी तो attend बराबर करो ना. अपना फायदा हो रहा है ना. Please pay attention, my dear friends, all of you. So it shows, or each pollen sac is lined by means of cells called as
Tapetum.
I forgot again. Tapetum. The tapetum is helpful for nourishing the pollen grains. Within pollen sac, it is enclosing. Now, whichever word you all want, you all can write from here. Pollen tetrads, pollen grains, microspore, microspore mother cell, pollen mother cell, whatever you all want, you all can write it. But you should be remembering. हम लोग को ये सब end to end नहीं चाहिए पेपर में. आपको अंदाजा होना चाहिए end कौन सा है, to end कौन सा है. इसके लिए मैंने लिख के रखा है. Pollen tetrads, pollen grain, microspores are haploid, microspore mother cell and pollen mother cell. जिधर भी mother आ गया, that means the cell is diploid in nature. Agreed? No problem. Now this diagram is not needed. हाँ, इधर जो मैंने समझाने के लिए क्या था ना, पेंसिल से वो चाहिए नहीं अपने को. That is just to explain you all. Now coming to the next part. they can ask you describe the dehiscence of the pollen grain. Sorry, dehiscence of the anther. तो dehiscence के लिए क्या है? अलग से डायग्राम आपको या तो dehiscence का आएगा डायग्राम या तो टी एंथर का आएगा, दोनों साथ में नहीं आएगा. तो dehiscence के लिए क्या है? मेरे को एंथर के जैसे ही डायग्राम बनाने का है. Like for example, on the left side, I have not drawn it. I'll just show you one side of it. We had the epidermal cells or the epidermis. I had the endothecium. ये सर उधर के जैसे ही है ना मेरा ये भी. Then I had something pertaining to middle layer. Then I had something pertaining to tapetal layer. Inside this, it was enclosing the pollen grains or the pollen tetrads or whatever it is. Okay. Now, what is happening? From one end, because you are drawing it with pencil, remove it. Got it? It is dehisced. It is broken up. It is opened out. Why it is opened out? To release the pollen grains. अभी वो दिखाने के लिए release of the pollen grains. So these are nothing but pollen grains. So this diagram, this much diagram now becomes dehiscence of the anther. Or this diagram is for dehisced anther. Pink name will be dehisced anther or TS of dehisced anther. Last year, if you can remember, we have done indehiscent and dehiscent. Legume वगैरह हम लोग ने पढ़ा था. याद आ रहा है? पापड़ी, वटाना, ये सब हम लोग ने पढ़ा था. वो ब्रेक ओपन होता है, सूख के बाद में ओपन हो जाता है फ्रूट. It is opening for dispersing the seeds. Correct or no? So dehiscent and indehiscent we have said it does not break open.
Ma'am.
Same phenomenon is over here.
Ma'am, what is the meaning of archaeosporial cells here?
Archaeosporial cells are nothing but for nourishment only. You don't break your head over there. Archaeosporial cells. Correct? जैसे अपना ये antheridium and archegonium रहता था ना, ये तो mother type cells. They meant for nourishment. You go for the simple language so that you'll be able to write it. Honestly speaking. हम लोग जैसे उधर कैसा अपना moss वगैरह आप देखेंगे ना, fern and moss में we had come across the two terms, antheridium, archegonium. याद आ रहा है धुंधला सा? Sex organs is antheridium as well as archegonium. If you can recollect, we had drawn some diagram for the antheridium this way. And archegonium somewhat this way. धुंधला सा याद आ रहा है? Moss का. It is having 6 to 8 neck canal cells, venter canal and the egg cell. Here it is showing anthrozoid mother cells. ऐसा करके हम लोग ने बनाया था. It is showing anthrozoid mother. These anthrozoid mother cells will be releasing the antheridia and all such things. Correct? Yes, dear, my dear, bolo.
Yes, ma'am.
And basically it is what now? Archaeosporial cell, you can also say that some of these cells which are hypodermal in position. Hypodermal means what? Second layer. अपना epidermis है. Epidermis के नीचे वाला layer आप hypodermis बोलते हो. याद है? Parenchymatous, sclerenchymatous, hypodermis. So hypodermal layer is called as archaeosporial cells. Correct? Hypodermal cells, second in number. अभी जैसे यहाँ पे एंडोथीशियम है,
they will be acting as archisporial cells, some of them. Agreed, but you don't have to break your head for that because they are no way concerned with the formation of the pollen grains and all such things. Agreed? आपका टेक्स्ट बुक में मेरे को मालूम है, somewhere it is last line of that paragraph. I remember it. Last check, second last line है, towards the diagram side it is coming somewhere. I do know it. Correct? So don't break your head for that. Now can I proceed further?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Okay. Now we are going towards a structure of the pollen grain. One of the toughest diagram in botany, huh? Structure of pollen grain. Each pollen grain is slightly spherical in nature. Each pollen grain is slightly spherical in nature. It shows the outermost covering as exine, the inner covering as intine. It shows the outer covering as exine and the inner covering as intine. The outer covering exine is showing some structures you can see here, spiny structure. This is nothing as spiny exine. Wrong, but for you all to see it very clearly, I need it. Spiny exine. It is having smooth intine. It is having smooth intine. Intine. Internally, it is enclosed single haploid nucleus. Internally, it enclosed single nucleus with dense cytoplasm. Now, this is the external view of the pollen grain. Supposing if I take the pollen grain normal view, how it is, it will be showing some structure this way. The outer exine here and there is absent. As the outer exine is absent, the region is called as germ pore region. This region is called as germ pore region. This is nothing but the exine. Internal to this is nothing but the intine. Intine is continuous. This intine is enclosing a single haploid nucleus with dense cytoplasm. Describe the structure of the pollen grain. Each pollen grain is slightly spherical in shape. It is protected by two coverings. Outer exine, which is spiny in dicots and smooth in monocots. Inner layer is called as intine. It is continuous one. But now we are mentioning about the quality. The exine here and there is absent. That region called as
germ pore region. When we study pollen grains, na, branch in botany to study this germ pore is important for us. If there is only one pore, यहाँ पे 3 था, we call it a monocolpate, 2 pore colpate, 3 pores, tricolpate, ऐसा करके pores का नाम आता है. And that branch for studying the pollen grains is called as palynology. Paleontology is evolution का. This is palynology. आपको चाहिए नहीं, खाली अंदाजा होना चाहिए सुना हुआ term करके बस. Correct? So this germ pores region is there where the exine is absent. Now, what is the importance of this germ pore? Importance of germ pore. Through this germ pore, the intine protrudes out while germination. जब ये pollen grain germinate करता है ना, pollen tube बनता है, अभी वो जो intine है ना, वो ये region से बाहर की तरफ आता है, pollen tube बनता है. So that is the reason why the germ pore is essential for us. Now, they can ask you the chemical components of the exine as well as the intine. The chemical component of exine, which can also be called as sporoderm, ये नया terms आ रहा है अभी आपको, is sporopollenin. Sporoderm, it shows the chemical substance called as sporopollenin. This sporopollenin is a waxy coating. It is non-biodegradable. वो degrade नहीं होता है. It is a complex substance. It is non-biodegradable. It is very tough. That's why it resists the drought condition, the dry conditions, the arid conditions, whatever it is. It can overcome all the conditions which are not favorable for it. That is the reason why it is made up of sporopollenin. Agreed? Next, intine in turn. The chemical constituents of intine in turn are nothing but they are cellulose, ये आपने सुना हुआ है, and pectin. They are cellulose and pectin. ये दोनों सुना है, last year किया हम लोग ने tissues के time पे. Correct? तो मेरा अभी खाली एक ही नया term आया, sporopollenin, sporoderm. Agreed? Now go through this. I will describe it once again. Should I start? My dear friends, start.
Yes.
Okay. Structure of a pollen grain. Each pollen grain is slightly spherical in shape. It is covered by means of two protective coverings. Outer exine, which is spiny. It can also be called as sporoderm, chemically composed of non-biodegradable substance called as sporopollenin. This exine here and there is absent. The region where the exine is absent is called as intine. The region where the exine is absent is called as intine. Correct? Next. Again, all are sleeping. My dear, I said the region where the exine is absent is called as intine. Is it correct?
Germ pore.
Then, हो रहे हो अपनी दुनिया में immediately बताना चाहिए ना So the region where the exine is absent is called as
germ
germ
pore,
pore. Inner to the exine, it shows continuous thin structure called as intine. This intine is made up of or is composed of chemical
cellulose,
substances called as cellulose and pectin. Both the walls are enclosing a single haploid nucleus with dense cytoplasm. Both of them are enclosing a single haploid nucleus with dense cytoplasm. Germ pores, or state the significance of germ pore. Germ pore is mainly meant for the protrudence of intine at the time of pollen germination. Correct? It is mainly meant for protrudence of the intine at the time of pollen germination. ठीक है? Can I proceed further? Excuse me, friends. Can I proceed?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Structure of male gametophyte now. Structure of male gametophyte. We had seen the pollen grain slightly spherical in shape, protected by means of two coverings, outer exine, inner intine, enclosing single haploid nucleus with dense cytoplasm. Correct? This pollen grain is now germinating. It is undergoing mitotic division, that is mitosis, which can also be called as equational division. So what will happen? This is the pollen grain, outer exine, this is the inner intine. This nucleus is dividing into two, one large cell called as vegetative cell, and a small cell called as generative cell. Correct? This is called as partial male gametophyte. It is called as partial male gametophyte, which is two-cell structure. Correct? Which is a two-cell structure. Now what is happening? This will again undergo mitosis. That is equational division. Now, vegetative cell is not a change. Veg cell will not undergo any change. It is just enlarging. And the intine is protruding out through the germ pore. It is forming the pollen tube. तो ये मेरा बन गया pollen tube. One second. Correct? ये pollen tube is having the tip cell over here. This tip cell is nothing but the vegetative cell. I am no way concerned with it. But the generative cell has now divided. This is my generative cell. It is now divided into two. So these two are nothing, but they are the male gametes which are non-motile. Which are non-motile. And each of the male gamete is haploid in nature. Now please pay attention over here, very important part. We had pollen or microspore mother cell. What is the ploidy level of this pollen or microspore mother cell?
Diploid.
Diploid. So it is diploid in nature. It is undergoing reduction division or meiosis? Yes or no? It is undergoing reduction division or meiosis. It is forming pollen tetrad or pollen grains or microspores. Pollen grains or microspores or pollen tetrads. What is the haploidy level of these?
Haploid.
They are haploid.
N.
Agreed. Now this in turn is dividing equational division or mitosis. It is forming what? Partial male gametophyte. Correct or no? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
This partial male gametophyte is showing the presence of two cells. One is vegetative cell, one is generative cell. Vegetative cell is further not dividing, only the generative cell is dividing further. Equational division or mitosis. It is forming two male gametes, which are non-motile. Agreed? It is forming two male gametes which are non-motile. समझ में आया अपने को? ये फ्लो चार्ट समझ में आया? Pollen mother cells which are diploid in nature undergo meiosis or reduction division, forming pollen tetrads or pollen grains, or microspore mother cells. 1 second here. Okay. So we said it is pollen tetrads or microspores, that is ED, equational division or mitosis. It is forming partial male gametophyte. If you want to be more specific, you can say this partial male gametophyte is made up of two cells. Correct? The two cells are vegetative cell and generative cell. Now the generative cell is again dividing mitotically to form two male gametes which are motile. That means the mature male gametophyte will be showing three cells. Which are these three cells? Vegetative cell and two male gametes. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you all agree? This particular thing was showing the presence of three cells, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Everyone sleeping? Excuse me. Wake up, my dear friends. Can you see how many cells are here?
3 cells.
3.
3. So everyone is made up of 3 cells. Correct or no? The male gametophyte or the mature male gametophyte is made up of 3 cells. This is nothing but your mature male gametophyte. That was partial. This is mature. It is made up of 3 cells. The 3 cells were 1 vegetative cell and 2 male gametes. Agreed? तो ये फ्लो चार्ट आपको याद रखने का, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. आप अगर जब नीट के लिए जाओगे तो भी इंपॉर्टेंट है, प्लस इसके ऊपर से एमसीक्यूज आते हैं, वो भी इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड इफ यू कैन रिकलेक्ट, आई हैड डन अ फ्यू एमसीक्यूज पैटर्न आल्सो विद यू ऑल लास्ट ईयर. आई रिमेंबर इट वेरी वेल. हाउ मेनी meiotic and how many mitotic divisions will take place? Correct or no? धुंधला सा याद आ रहा है आप लोग को? We have done some maths का calculations inside the classroom. वो अभी सारा का सारा आने वाला है. ये सब वो कंपलसरी हो जाएगा. लास्ट ईयर तो खाली ये दिया था, फीडबैक दिया था, ऐसा ऐसा हो सकता है, अभी ये सब कंपलसरी है. Correct. So pollen mother cells which are diploid in nature undergo reduction, division or meiosis. They form pollen tetrads or pollen grains or microspores which are haploid. They undergo equational division or mitosis to form partial male gametophyte which is two-celled. This partial male gametophyte which is two-celled is showing the vegetative cell and the generative cell. The generative cell is again dividing mitotically or equational division. It is forming two male gametes which are non-motile. And these two male gametes are haploid in nature. So the mature male gametophyte is showing three cells in which one is vegetative cell and two are male gametophyte. Done till now? Surely?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone?
Yes.
Can you proceed for the structure of the
Yes,
gynoecium
ma'am.
part, ovule part? Excuse me,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't hear you all. Why? You all have kept yourself
Yes.
mute?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Hello? Can I proceed?
Yes, miss.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ovule, structure of ovule. It's a very structure. Please try and understand here and only. Agreed? So that you are not being getting confused. Structure of ovule. Because this is the female part now. We are no way concerned with the other parts of it. Female में we had come across carpal, ovary, style, stigma वगैरह नहीं चाहिए. हम लोग को directly ovary का part, just production of the ovule वाला part चाहिए. तो हम लोग उसी के ऊपर जा रहे हैं. Structure of the ovule. Agreed? Now this portion which I am drawing in the center, which is slightly oval in shape, ये मेरा मेन पोर्शन है. इसको मैं चाहिए तो रेड से हाईलाइट कर देती हूँ. इसके आजू बाजू मेरे को सब करने का भी काम. Now this is for the Can you see what am I drawing now? I purposely did not keep the diagram ready because I wanted to show you all how the diagram has to be done. PowerPoint presentation भी इसी के वजह से नहीं लेती हूँ मैं. नहीं तो आपको टेक्निक नहीं मिलेगा कैसे ड्रॉ करने का है.
Yes, miss.
सब लाइंस ने तो मर्ज हो जाएगा, इसके लिए मैंने इसको शेडिंग कर दिया है. Okay, now should I start labeling it? इतना पोर्शन हो गया, इसको लेबल करती हूँ पहले, बाद में आगे बढ़ते हैं फिर. ठीक है? Now, each ovule is slightly oval in shape. Each ovule is slightly oval in shape.
it is protected by means of, here you can see something, outer integument, inner integument. समझ में आया? It is protected by means of two integuments. As there are two integuments, it is said to be, see the term, bitegmic. As there are two integuments, it is said to be bitegmic. The two integuments are outer and inner. ठीक है? No problem. Next, the outer integument is forming a stalk-like structure called funicle. Called funicle. The outer integument is forming like structure called funicle. Correct? Next, the two integuments are not meeting. When you are seeing a orthotropous ovule, the ovule is this way, straight. You have seen now an anatropous ovule, ulta ovule. Correct? Because it is ulta ovule, I cannot say the integuments are not meeting at the apex of the base. वो confusion होएगा. ये base है. अगर जो orthotropous होता तो ये सुलटा हो जाता था. ये देखो, अगर जो मैं ऐसा बनाती थी, ओव्यूल का स्ट्रक्चर, it is orthotropous ovule. The ovule structure is this way. And it's orthotropous. It is, this particular structure is this way. Now it is this way. So it is ulta ovule. So this ovule is said to be anatovule. The two integuments are not meeting. They show a small gate-like opening. This gate-like opening is called as micropyle. They're not meeting. They show a gate-like opening called micropyle. Correct? The two integuments are enclosing. अभी यहाँ पे देखो जो रेड लाइन है ना और जो ग्रीन लाइन है उसके दोनों के बीच में I am drawing something. That is nothing but the nutritive tissue. This nutritive tissue is none other than nucellus. It is enclosing nucellus. The two integuments enclose the nutritive tissue called as nucellus. Correct? Now, present within the nucellus is the angiospermic female gametophyte or embryo sac. करेक्ट. तो ये जो लाल वाला था ना, उसका नाम है एम्ब्रियो सैक और एंजियोस्पर्मिक फीमेल गेमेटोफाइट. Correct. Now, if you want something extra here also, you can say the region from where the two integuments are arising is called as chalaza. That is this region, chalaza. That is, each ovule is slightly oval in shape. It is protected by means of two integuments. It is said to be bitegmic. The two integuments are outer and inner. The outer integument is forming a stalk-like structure called funicle. Here only you can mention the region from where two integuments arise is chalaza. Agreed? नहीं लिखा तो भी चलेगा. The two integuments are not meeting. They show a small gate-like opening called micropyle. The two integuments enclose the nutritive tissue called nucellus. Present within the nucellus is the angiospermic female gametophyte or the embryo sac. अभी मेरे को embryo sac के बारे में करना है. Embryo sac is showing group of 3 cells. See here, group of 3 cells. These cells which are there towards the chalazal end are called as antipodal cells. It shows a pair of cells in the center. That is nothing but polar nuclei or secondary nucleus or definitive nucleus. All are one and the same. Towards the micropylar end, it shows 3 cells. This is nothing but egg synergids. This is nothing but egg cell. They group together to form egg apparatus. I have to describe it. The angiospermic female gametophyte. The angiospermic female gametophyte or the embryo sac. The angiospermic female gametophyte is 7-celled and 8-nucleated. How it is, just see. Count the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And count the number of cells. 3, 3, 6. ये दोनों मिलके एक ही हो जाता है, तभी उनका नाम ही एक ही है. करेक्ट हो ना? ये दोनों मिलके एक हो जाता है. That is polar nuclei. So there are 7-celled and 8-nucleated structure. It shows group of 3 cells towards micropylar end, in which the central cell is egg cell. That is a female gamete, haploid in nature. The 2 lateral ones, उसके जो बाजू में है, are egg synergids. In the center, it shows a cell bearing 2 nuclei called as polar nuclei, or it can be called as definitive nucleus or it can also be called as, I forgot, secondary nucleus. Correct? Next, towards the chalazal end, it shows group of 3 cells called antipodal cells. Now, if you try to see very carefully, in my description, I have put all the labels which were there on the top. If you go to see, outer and inner integument, then chalaza, funicle, micropyle, embryo sac, nucellus, egg cell, egg synergids, polar nuclei, antipodal cells. I just give a pause over here. First, I'm focusing only the diagram. Just try to see the diagram very carefully. The top diagram is orthotropous ovule. Seedha hai wo. When micropyle, chalaza and funicle are in a straight line, it is called orthotropous ovule. वही ovule को उल्टा कर दिया है. Micropyle and funicle are adjacent to each other. Then we call that ovule as anatropous ovule. You are seeing LS of anatropous ovule. Correct? Just try to concentrate on the diagram ka labelings now. Can I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now try to recollect those labels, whether they are coming in description or no. Now I will not be seeing this description. Correct? I will be explaining you with the diagram. Agreed? If anyone wants to see the description, they can see it. ऐसा करके. Agreed? Now it is very clear. I am just explaining with the help of the diagram. Each ovule is slightly oval in shape.
मैम
हाँ जी.
मैम
हाँ.
मैम राइट वाला पार्ट फिर से बताओगे एक बार.
कौन सा ये वाला?
राइट साइड.
राइट साइड मतलब?
मैम जो डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिखा है ना राइट साइड में वो.
हाँ, तो अभी वापस एक्सप्लेन कर रही हूँ ना वही.
जो एक सेल वाला होगा.
अच्छा,
हाँ,
ये
ओके
लेबल
मैम.
आपको चाहिए था. ठीक है. डन?
यस मैम.
ओके, कैन आई प्रोसीड नाउ? अभी जिसको डिस्क्रिप्शन देखने का है तो देख लेना. As far as my knowledge is that I don't want you to see the description because you're asking me then to send you this particular page only on WhatsApp. I do send it to Sanket sir and he forwards it to you all. Correct? So just try to concentrate on the explanation over here. Each ovule is slightly oval in shape. It is yellowish white in color. It is protected by means of 2 integuments. Hence, it is said to be bitegmic. The 2 integuments are outer integument and inner integument. The region from where the 2 integuments are arising is called as chala. The outer integument is forming a stalk-like structure called as funicle.
The two meeting, they show a small gate-like opening called as micropyle. The two integuments are enclosing the nutritive tissue called as nucellus. Present within the nucellus or embedded within the nucellus is the embryo sac or angiospermic female gametophyte. Paragraph. Angiospermic female gametophyte is 7-celled and 8-nucleated. 3 plus 3, 6 plus 1, 7. 7-celled and 8-nucleated. In which it shows a group of 3 cells towards the chalazal end called as antipodal cells. In the center, it shows polar nuclei, secondary nucleus, or definitive nucleus. This definitive nucleus is diploid in nature because there are 2 nuclei over there. So it is diploid by nature. Towards the micropylar end, it shows group of 3 cells, in which the central one is the egg cell. And the 2 lateral ones, flanked ones, जो side में है उसके, are called as egg synergids. They 3 group together to form the egg apparatus. मैंने सारे के सारे labels बोले थे मेरे description में. कुछ भूल गई थी? सारे बोले थे या भूल गई थी मैं? सब सोने को गए वापिस. 15-15 मिनट में सो जाते हो क्या एसी में घर पे? Excuse me, my dear friends.
Yes, you have said all.
I said all the labelings.
Yes.
Now, whenever I was describing, I must have described it this way. Each ovule is like oval in shape. It is yellowish white in color. It is protected by means of 2 integuments. Hence, it is said to be bitegmic. The 2 integuments are inner and outer. The outer integument forming a structure called funicle. The region from the where 2 integuments are called chalaza. The 2 integuments are not meeting. They show a small gate-like opening called micropyle. The 2 integuments are enclosing the nutritive tissue called nucellus. Within the nucellus is the angiospermic female gametophyte or embryo sac. बराबर है? मैंने लर्न नहीं किया है. मैं डायग्राम को डिस्क्राइब कर रही हूँ. यस सर.
मैम ये
हाँ.
मैम आपके डिस्क्रिप्शन में कलर नहीं लिखा है.
अच्छा तो कर देती हूँ. Ovule is slightly oval in shape. Is yellowish white in color. And slightly oval in shape. ठीक है अभी हो गया? Okay. Now I have to describe this angiospermic female gametophyte. The angiospermic female gametophyte is 7-celled and 8-nucleated. Now either you describe this from the chalazal end or from the micropyle. It's yours. कोई बंधन नहीं है अपने लिए. कोई टीचर ऐसा नहीं बोलेगी मैं बोलेगी तुमने नहीं किया. उसमें बंधन नहीं है my dear. As far as your ends are correct. आपने antipodal cells को micropyle में बोला है ना. एक apparatus को chalazal side पे नहीं बोला है. As far as your ends are correct, nobody can give you wrong. They can't. Correct? The angiospermic female gametophyte is 7-celled and 8-nucleated. It shows group of 3 cells towards the micropylar end called as the egg apparatus, in which the central one is the egg cell and the 2 lateral ones are egg synergids. In the center, it shows a polar nuclei bearing 2 nuclei, definitive and or secondary nucleus का नाम है. Towards the chalazal end, it shows group of 3 cells called as antipodal cells. बराबर है? My dear, once upon a time, this particular thing entirely used to come for 7 marks. But nowadays, you don't have any particular question as 7 marks. Max to max is 4 marks. So 4 marks may we can ask you describe the structure of angiospermic female gametophyte, in which diagram is having a weightage of 1.5 mark. Correct? Description having a weightage of 1.5 mark, and 1 mark is left for the functions. Now I have to write the functions of all of them. जो भी labels है ना उसके functions है मेरे को. Integuments. Framing of the sentence is your problem. Helpful for protection. Unicle. The stalk by means of which ovule is attached to the placenta of the ovary. Next, micropyle. Entry of male gametes. Next, you have is nucellus, nutritive tissue. Agreed? Now you have embryo sac function separately. So in that the egg cell, female gamete. Correct? 1 second. वो merge हो जाएगा. Black इसके लिए मैं change करती हूँ color. Then egg synergids guides the male gametes towards the female gamete. Polar nuclei या secondary nucleus जो भी आप याद रखोगे वो टाइम पे fuses with male gamete to form primary endosperm nucleus which is triploid in nature. क्योंकि मेल गैमेट हैप्लॉइड है, ये वाला डिप्लॉइड है, तो तीन न्यूक्लियर फ्यूज होता है, तो दैट इज बिकमिंग ट्रिप्लॉइड इन नेचर. एंटीपोडल सेल्स न्यूट्रिटिव. ठीक है. तो इफ एट ऑल इट कम्स ओनली फॉर 4 marks also, describe the angiospermic female gametophyte, then in that particular case we are expecting you to write this much. Draw the central oval shape diagram, that is red wala embryo sac. ये जो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड का लेबलिंग है ना सारा वो करेक्ट, और उसके जो फंक्शंस है वो नीचे यहाँ पे लिखे हैं, एग सेल से लेके डिमार्केशन डाल देती हूँ. करेक्ट. तो दिस विल बिकम डायग्राम फॉर 1.5 mark, उसका डिस्क्रिप्शन 1.5 mark and 1 mark for these functions, 4 functions. Agreed? Never full ovule ka structure will come because 7 marks ka questions are not there anymore. 8 mark ka questions are not there anymore. Earlier they used to be there. So that time we used to have a different setup. Now the setup is different. तो पूरा का पूरा स्ट्रक्चर आना नामुमकिन है. हाँ, मगर ये हो सकता है 2 mark के लिए खाली पूरा का पूरा ये स्ट्रक्चर पूछ सकते हैं. डायग्राम, sketch and label the LS of anatropous ovule for 2 marks. In which proportionate diagram, 1/2 mark. Any 3 correct labels is 1.5 marks, so it is coming to 2 marks totally. But please remember, I am saying any 3 doesn't mean that you just remember outer integument, inner integument, ho gaya kaam. Nahin. My dear, as far as possible, try to remember maximum labels. Because since you are doing it in theory, definitely you can do it in this diagram also. So I think the structure of ovule is clear now to everyone. Just try to see I'm moving it slowly. Let me know. Done, my dear friends?
Yes, ma'am.
My dear friends, is it clear? Done? Can I proceed for the formation of the female gametophyte or development
Yes.
of the female gametophyte?
Yes, ma'am.
इधर किसी को difficulty है? Anybody else? My friend is not there. What, dengue? I don't hear his voice only nowadays. Now, development of female gametophyte. You are able to take in now, my dear friends? Development of the female gametophyte. This is nothing but the nucellus. Nucellus is a mass of parenchymatous cells which are diploid in nature. Nucellus is a mass of parenchymatous cells which are diploid in nature. Mass of parenchymatous cells diploid in nature. One of the cells which is hypodermal in position gets unusually enlarged. You can see that cell has become unusually enlarged. That hypodermal cell which has become unusually enlarged is said to be the angiospermic, is said to be the megaspore mother cell. So this is nothing hypodermal cell which is said to be megaspore mother cell, which is diploid in nature. So what we said, nucellus is a mass of parenchymatous cells which are diploid in nature. One of the cells which is hypodermal in position gets unusually enlarged and is called as megaspore mother cell, which is diploid in nature. It is this megaspore mother cell which is undergoing reduction division or meiosis. It is this megaspore mother cell which undergoes reduction division to produce linear tetrad of 4 haploid megaspores. It is forming linear यानी कि एक ही लाइन में tetrad यानी कि 4 linear tetrad of 4 haploid megaspores. Correct? Of these 4 haploid megaspores, the top 3 disintegrate सड़ जाते हैं, मर जाते हैं. Correct? That same thing I write. It undergoes meiosis to produce a linear tetrad of 4 haploid. Of this, top 3 disintegrate. Left out is 1. Correct? That one megaspore is dividing mitotically to form 2 cells. This is again dividing mitotically to form 4 cells. This again divides mitotically to form 8 cells. ध्यान में आया? 4 haploid megaspores on of this top 3 disintegrate. The one megaspore which is lowest divides and redivides mitotically to form 8 cells. Means how it is? From one cell it is forming 2 cells. From 2 cells it is forming 4 cells. From 4 cells it is forming 8 cells. Yes or no? 1 से 2, 2 से 4, 4 से 8. ये भी अपना था. 1 से 2, 2 से 4, 4 से 8. बराबर है? It is dividing and redividing mitotically to form 8 cell structure. The cells will get reorganized to form embryo sac. Now just see how the cells are getting reorganized. This you had called it as antipodal cells. Correct? यहां से एक न्यूक्लियस, यहां से एक न्यूक्लियस सेंटर में आया. ये बन गया आपका पोलर न्यूक्लियाई. यहाँ पे अभी 3 cells बचा, in which the central one is large and the 2 lateral ones are smaller. So central one is nothing but the egg cell. The lateral one is nothing but the egg synergids, grouping together to form egg apparatus. याद आ रहा है? यही सेल हम लोग ने यहाँ पे देखा था. Just see this diagram and just see the central part over here. Is it matching?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? So that is what is the formation of the female gametophyte. Abhi yahan pe very important part you have to understand. We had megaspore mother cell. We had spore mother cell which was diploid in nature. This megaspore mother cell which was diploid in nature is undergoing reduction, division or meiosis. It is forming megaspore. भले spores बनता है लेकिन वो चला जाता है ना. So I'm just mentioning megaspore which is haploid in nature. This megaspore is dividing equational division or mitotically, mitosis. It is forming 2 cell structure. These 2 cells are further undergoing equational division or mitosis, forming 4 cell structure. These 4 cell structures are again undergoing mitosis, forming 8 cell structure. This is getting reorganized. Abhi division nahi hai. It is getting reorganized to form female gametophyte, in which antipodals are haploid. Secondary nucleus या polar nuclei या definitive nucleus is diploid and egg cell is haploid. Egg synergids are haploid. Correct? इतना तो समझ में आया. अभी before I go for that, development of female gametophyte. The female gametophyte is made up from a mass of cells, that is parenchymatous nucellus. This is nothing but nucellus, which is a mass of parenchymatous cells diploid in nature. This nucellus is having one of the cells, that is hypodermal, which get unusually enlarged, and it is called as megaspore mother cell. It is this megaspore mother cell which undergoes reduction, division, or meiosis. It is forming a linear tetrad of 4 haploid megaspores. Of this, top 3 disintegrate, left out is 1. That one is dividing mitotically to form 2 cells. It again divides mitotically to form 4 cells. Again divides mitotically to form 8 cells. The cells now get reorganized. The cells now get reorganized to form the angiospermic female gametophyte, in which there are 3 cells towards the chalaza end, 3 cells towards the micropylar end, 2 cells in the center, or 1 cell in the center with bearing 2 nuclei. Agreed? That same thing is there down in the description. Now I am showing you all this particular part, the flow chart. Megaspore mother cell, which is diploid in nature, undergoes reduction division, forming megaspore. That is undergoing equational division, divides and redivides mitotically. Ji. Hello. Friends, anything needed? Anything is needed, please let me know. Anything needed? Excuse me. Can I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So megaspore mother cell, which is diploid in nature, undergoes reduction division to form megaspores. Megaspore divides and redivides mitotically to form this female gametophyte. Now you compare. One second. Huh? Compare here the male gametophyte ka. Can you see the male gametophyte ka? It was pollen mother cell which was diploid in nature, undergoes meiosis. It is forming pollen grain haploid. It divides first mitotic division 2 cells, vegetative and generative cell, and second mitotic division it forms 2 male gametes. यानी कि यहाँ पे आपको खाली 2 mitotic division दिखता है. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. अभी इसमें देखो आप कंपेयर करो. फीमेल का पार्ट में you have 3 mitotic divisions. Megaspore mother cell dividing meiotically, forming megaspore. Then mitotic divisions are 3. Just see, I've written it with pencil. 1, 2, 3. Can you make to form that 8 cell?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
1 देखो ऊपर है and 2 नीचे आया है. Correct? So here there are 2 mitotic divisions. Here there are 3 mitotic divisions. Agreed? If you can recollect this, we have done it last year, both of them, and we had done some problems, and that time you all had answered me also. That same problems we'll have to do it. Correct? Now, if I'm saying, state the number of meiotic and mitotic divisions taking place for the formation of 69 seeds or zygote. Let me know what is the answer. I had done the formula also with you all. याद आ रहा है धुंधला सा? Meiotic and mitotic divisions taking place for the formation of 69 seeds or zygotes. है कोई आंसर? Or should I do it? Very fast. The time is getting over. I have to
You
finish
do
this
it,
part.
ma'am.
हाँ
Ma'am, आप कर दो.
मैं करूँ? Okay. My dear, for production of 69 seeds or zygote, I need 69 female gametes. I need 69 male gametes. Correct? The simple formula for this is n plus n upon 4. But we as students, what we do is, we write it this way, n plus n upon 4. तो ये wrong हो जाता है. Correct? The formula should be this way. If I'm not confident about this formula, then I should write it as 5n upon 4. And the mitotic division will be only 5n into whatever the n is. 5 into whatever the n is. Correct? Now let's see what it is. Here it is 5n. n is 69. So 5 into 69 upon 4. Karo. So 4 ones are 4. 4 ones are 4. 29. 4 sevens are 29. Point something will come. So 17 5 is what? What is the answer for 17 5? 16 5 is 80. 85. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ अभी अगर जो मैं वैसे ले रही हूँ तो इधर देखो 69
Yes, ma'am. 85.
69 plus 69 upon 4 मियोटिक डिविजन है ये मियोटिक के लिए करेक्ट. तो 69 plus 69 upon 4 क्योंकि मियोटिक में मेगास्पोर मदर से मेरे को एक ही मेगास्पोर मिलेगा ना, तो वो 69 का 69 ही रहेगा. लेकिन माइक्रोस्पोर से मेरे को 4 मिलता है, तो इसके लिए मैंने 69 upon 4 कर दिया है. तो उसको मैं डिवाइड करेगी तो क्या आएगा? इधर 69 upon 4 मीन 17 आता है कुछ समथिंग नंबर नहीं. हाँ 1 and 2 17 नंबर 17 पॉइंट समथिंग या 18 पकड़ो.
17.25.
हाँ 17.25. तो 18 भी पकड़ा तो भी चलेगा. So 69 plus 18. How much it comes to? 18, 8, 16, 17 and 1 carrot 87. Yes or no? That same number we had got over here 85, 87.
Yes,
Correct?
ma'am.
Because इधर 0.25 तो था ना, हम लोग ने उसको गिना ही नहीं था
Yes,
ना.
ma'am.
So we got that answer. That is perfect. Now I have to see the mitotic divisions भी पूछा है. तो mitotic पोलन ग्रेन्स में या मेल गैमेट के लिए 2 था, फीमेल गैमेट के लिए 3 था. बराबर है. तो each microspore is dividing 3 times. Each megaspore is dividing, sorry, microspore is dividing 2 times. Megaspore is dividing 3 times. So it is 5n. So 5 into 69 will come to how much? 5 9s are 45. 5 and 4 character 345. So the answer over here will be something pertaining to 87 and 345. समझ में आया?
Yes, ma'am.
इसका आंसर कैसा आया? 5n upon n, sorry upon 4. 5n upon 4. इसका आंसर कैसा आया? खाली 5n. बराबर है?
Yes, ma'am.
याद ध्यान में रहेगा?
Yes,
प्रॉब्लम करूं
ma'am.
ऐसा? एक और प्रॉब्लम करूं ऐसा कि
Yes,
थके
ma'am.
हो? थके नहीं हो ना? आई एम नॉट गोइंग ऑन द नेक्स्ट पेज, डोंट वरी, बिकॉज़ अननेसेसरी फिर वो पिक्चर में रिपीटेशन होता है. आई एम डूइंग इट हियर विद द हेल्प ऑफ पेंसिल. फॉर द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ 70 zygotes, tell me the number of meiotic division. बोलो कैसे करोगे?
Now 5 into 70 upon 4.
5 into 70 upon 4. Correct. 5 into 70 upon 4. 4 ones are 4. 4.
Now we get answer in 12.
Huh? What happened?
No, I'm continuing.
आंसर क्या आता है मेरे को नहीं मालूम है, बताइए मेरे को, मेरे पास कैलसी नहीं है इधर। आप लोग सब यहाँ से जाके वो कर सकते हो, मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ इतना फास्ट फास्ट।
मैम 87.5 आ रहा है।
मैम
87.5 will be 88.
हाँ
Correct? You have to take the round figure आगे का. Don't take the पीछे
Yes,
का round figure.
ma'am.
आगे को take round figure. ठीक है? So this part is understood. Now I am asking you another thing. For the production of 63 pollen grains. For the production of 63 pollen grains, state the number of meiotic and mitotic divisions. For the production of 63 pollen grains. Sorry, one second. I'm mistaken it. For the production of 63 male gametes from pollen grains, state the number of meiosis and mitotic divisions taking place.
Ma'am, there will be 63 meiotic divisions.
Okay.
And 63 into 3, that is 189 meiotic divisions.
My dear, this is pollen grain. ये मेल गमेट है, ये मेल गमेट है. For the production of, मैं खाली मेल का पूछ रही हूँ, फीमेल का नहीं पूछ रही अभी. For the production of 63 male gametes from pollen grain, state the number of meiosis and mitosis.
मैम मेल गैमेट में 3 meiotic division होता है ना?
किधर? इसमें 3 है.
3 mitotic होता है ना?
किधर 3 है? माइक्रोस्पोर में कहाँ 3 है? माइक्रोस्कोप में 2 है ना माइटोटिक. तो फिर आप 3 क्यों गिन रहे हो? 3 तो मेगास्पोर में है ना, ये फीमेल पार्ट में 3 है. देखो.
Sorry, ma'am. It will be 63 into 2.
तो क्या आएगा आंसर?
126.
63.4.
No, ma'am,
126.
63 into 2.
63 into 2. 1 second, let me see. 63 into 2. मैं भी आप लोग के साथ में करूंगी. 126 is what? Mitotic divisions.
Mitotic. Yes, ma'am.
And what about meiosis?
And there will be only one. So 63 into 1, 63 meiotic division. Meiotic division.
You are saying 63 meiotic divisions and 126 mitotic divisions.
For male gametes
एक
only.
खींच के जापड़ मारूं. Male gamete
No,
is
ma'am.
what? Haploid or diploid in nature?
Haploid.
Male gamete haploid है या diploid है?
Haploid.
Haploid है. Same way, pollen grain is haploid or diploid? pollen grain का नेचर क्या है? Haploid या diploid है?
Haploid है, haploid.
तो haploid में meiosis कहाँ से आएगा?
मैम 0 होगा.
ये meiosis का 0 आएगा ना?
हाँ मैम
meiosis
0.
का 0 आएगा ना?
Yes मैम,
बराबर?
sorry. Yes मैम 0
Question
0
करो
समझ गया.
बराबर. Question
Yes,
ध्यान
ma'am.
में दो बराबर, नहीं तो लफड़ा करोगे आप लोग. Understood?
Yes मैम समझ गया.
Now sir का message आया था that he wants to stop the lecture today. He wants to end it. Sir, you want to end it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Sanket sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you sir. See you tomorrow then. Bye dear friends. All the best for the day.